lot of people have been asking me, is this a good time to be a buyer? Is it a good time to be a seller? What's going to happen in 2025? So I thought I would take a moment to just give you an update on what I'm seeing in the Denver real estate market and the housing market nationally. There's a great Wall Street Journal article that came out today, and it actually features a couple clients of ours named Matt and Caitlin, whose story is pretty representative of the trends that I'm seeing in the marketplace. In the spring, the market was more competitive. They sold a condo and had a great outcome. They bought a beautiful house for their growing family, and it was competitive to get it. And by the fall, when they were selling their townhouse, things had slowed down substantially. And slow is the key word when we think about how we describe this market. The headline for that Wall Street Journal article was that the housing market hasn't been this slow since 1995. And it's true. The number of homes that are being sold on an annualized basis hasn't been this low since 1995. And in 1995, there were a lot less people living in the United States than there are now, which means that on a per capita basis, the market is very slow. So what does that mean for you? Well, what it means is that if you're a prospective home buyer who can afford to make a purchase, right now is a really great time to do so. You're going to have less competition and you got a lot of options to choose from, and you might be able to get the property for substantially below the asking price. And if things come up in the inspection, you're way more likely to get the seller to take care of those things than when it's a competitive market. And if you're a seller, you might want to think about, is this the right time to sell or isn't it? And maybe for you that this is the right time because you just have to sell. And if you have some flexibility, it may be worth your while to wait until the spring. But if you wait until the spring and you need to find a replacement home, it may be more competitive. So there's a lot of nuance to this market. And the thing I think that is important to know is that when you look at the number of people who have been deferring making purchases and sales, the point that I made in the Wall Street Journal article is that you can only defer for so long. Certain life events are just going to trigger the need to make a purchase or a sale. So if you have outgrown your house, if you get relocated for work, if you're getting married or divorced, or God forbid somebody has passed away, there's just certain life events that necessitate a home sale or purchase. And I think that as rates come down at the margins, more and more people are going to be willing to sell and or buy homes. And when you just look at the number of people who have been deferring making purchases and sales, it seems like 2025 and 2026 are going to be a lot busier for buyers and sellers alike. So obviously this is complex stuff, and usually real estate purchase or sale is the most significant financial transaction of somebody's lifetime. So it's really important that you get it right and you work with somebody who knows what they're doing. My award-winning team and I would love to be helpful to you. We'd love to get any questions you have answered.